Welcome to CityWise. I'm your host, Tiana Stevens. CityWise is produced by the City of Rochester to shine a spotlight on city living at its best. A local woman looking for a way to help other women help themselves has matched her desire to serve with the mission of the Dress for Success worldwide organization. Dress for Success promotes the economic independence of disadvantaged women by providing professional attire and career development tools. Elisa Whitfield is here. She's the founder of Dress for Success Rochester. It's been 2 years in the making, but she's ready to open up shop in downtown.
Yes.
Lisa, congratulations. I've been following your progress on social media. You had an article in Rochester Woman magazine. 2 years ago, you set out to do something. You weren't sure what. How did you get to this point today?
Well, a couple of years ago, I turned 40, and I said, you know, I really wanted to take stock in the things that I was doing and where I was putting my time and energy. And I decided I was going to walk in my passion and I was going to create bigger impact in the community. And if I did that, I knew I would succeed. So I looked for different organizations that I could work with that work with women and kind of help move along the process of helping them be self-sufficient. And I didn't really find anything that had everything that I thought was needed. And a lot of organizations didn't have the resources to do it. So I searched for one that had everything.
Why do you think bringing this organization to Rochester specifically is so important? Dress for
Success Worldwide provides the tools that kind of help take a woman who is almost job ready on to find a job, on to being successful in that, and then having career advancement. So I felt like that was the way that we were going to be able to change the economic situation here, is to help women stay in a job and succeed and move further in it. So being with an organization that has proven programming, it was just a no-brainer.
And you're a busy mom, and you've had your career. And how did you know that this was the right fit for you?
I didn't. I just knew that it was part of my passion, and I knew that I had to do it. I started researching the need here in the community, and I realized, actually I have to give credit to the Women's Foundation because they did a wonderful study on women and economic issues. And one of the statistics was 78% of the women led by single moms in this community are below standards in self-sufficiency. So that's 78%, and I thought, that's unbelievable. I have to do something about that. So I just knew that I would be able to make an impact if I got a great group behind me, and Dress for Success is a wonderful organization. Right,
and you mentioned the Women's Foundation of Genesee Valley, and collaborating already before the shop is even open. So how important is that going to be for the work that you do, collaborating and networking?
Collaboration is key. I feel like there's a lot of organizations that do job training, or there's some that give suiting or help women in other ways. But if we all work together, how great would it be to have an organization say, well, I got the woman this far, and then I referred them to Dress for Success, and they have succeeded beyond our expectations. I mean, that is something I look forward to. So some of the organizations that I've already started collaborating with is Project Independence, which is out of the Rochester Regional Health Organization, and we're working with Women on the Move. That's another organization, and I really would like to work with Volunteers of America and some of the larger organizations.
And so now you've got kind of the final piece in place, which is a location. How's that going, and where are you located exactly?
It's going great. We found a wonderful location on State Street, right across from Rochester Plaza, 47 State Street, and we are in the process of getting that together for our grand opening in April. So April 24th, we're going to open it up and let the community in to see what we can do at Dress for Success. And the best thing about that location is that it was a former boutique, so it was a shoe store, and you know me, I love shoes, I love fashion, so it's kind of like I'm encompassing everything that I like to do in this one venture. So I think people will be excited to see something different. When you walk in, it's going to feel like a boutique space. You're really going to feel like you're in a place that you can see yourself moving up in.
Now, how does the program actually work? Can anybody just come in, or will you work with organizations to get referrals? And how is it going to work exactly once you're open?
Exactly. They will be referred to us. So the women that come to us can be referred by community organizations, Department of Social Services, colleges, other educational programming, so job training programs, and on a case-by-case basis, people can self-refer. The reason that we want to get referrals from other agencies is just to kind of know that this person is really ready to go on to the next level, because once you come to us, we can provide the suits, but really what we're trying to do is change the mentality of where you're going. So we need people who are ready for that.
So once that woman walks in the door, what happens next?
This is great. So when they come in the door, they're greeted by a volunteer, which the organization is pretty much all volunteers. It is all volunteers, pretty much. All volunteers right now. One day, we hope to get to that point where we have a staff, but so they'll come in, a volunteer will greet them and take them on what we call our first impressions consult. So the volunteer will talk with them about what their goals are for their career, what the interview is that they're going on, and then help them find a suit that's appropriate for that interview. After they get that suit, they can immediately go into an interview prep session. So we get them ready for that interview at that first session, and then if they get the job, how great is this? They call us back and come in for a second consult where they can get a week's worth of clothing to help them get started, so they don't have to spend that first paycheck on clothes. Which can be, a lot, especially if you haven't been in the workforce. Knowing what to wear is important. So we bring them back in and we do a little job prep, so kind of letting them know what to expect that first day and how to navigate the workplace.
So where do the clothes come from? Where are the suits coming from?
So our suits and clothing I've been collecting for the last year. From fabulous women in Rochester, and we have some fabulous women in this town who don't mind letting go of those pieces that they really love, because they know it's going to a woman that will need to feel just as confident as they did wearing it. So we get a lot of our clothing from just business professionals in the community. And I've had a partnership with Panache Consignment, and they've been collecting clothing for us. And then some of the women that may not sell their things through consignment and they're still at the store, they'll say, okay, donate it to Dress for Success or some other worthy cause. So we've been getting some things that way too.
Okay, and how's the space turning out so far? You've done a little bit of remodeling.
Yes, we've got the paint done right now, so we just got it painted. We received some furniture donations, so I have to thank Manning and Napier for that, because they have a women's lean-in group, and they heard what we were doing and offered to give us their furniture. So we've got some that way, but we're still in need of things. So I have a big wish list on Facebook of things that we still need. So if anyone is giving away a chandelier, we need that.
Okay. And how about volunteers? Are you still looking for volunteers to help out with anything specific?
Yes, we are in the phase of just getting people interested right now that want to volunteer. There's not a lot for you to do yet, but once we open, there'll be a need for personal consultants, the people that help the women pick out the suits and clothing, and then there will be a professional women's group. So we'll need women to come in and speak to groups of women that are have questions about financial management, about how to make your wardrobe, go further. That's an important thing and skill to know, as you know, because I see on your posts all the time that you find things and you know how to match them up, and you don't spend a lot of money on it. So having you come in and talk about that would be great for our women.
I would love to.
Good.
I would love to.
See, I'm always recruiting.
So you mentioned Manning and Napier and other businesses helping out. How important is that to running Dress for Success, and how are you planning to continue to get funding and other things to keep it going?
It's extremely important. One of the reasons that I was able to secure the affiliate here was to really provide the worldwide office with information that said Rochester could sustain this. And Rochester is a very generous community. I just believe that women will get behind this and companies will get behind this when they really see the need and they see what we're doing. So one of our first organizations that sponsored us with a monetary donation was Woods Oviatt, and they just saw what we were doing and thought, this is something that we want to be a part of starting up. So I'm really grateful for them. To them for that. But yes, we will need funding from other entities in the community, and people have just been having little events at their home and taking donations in that way, and that's kind of gotten us to this startup phase. And so going forward, I'll be looking at grants and going the same route that other nonprofits do, but I think we have a different target, so I hope that people will get behind it.
And it sounds like you're in a really good place so far and just getting started. But I want to ask you, where do you see, finally to wrap up, where do you see yourself in 5 years with Dress for Success Rochester?
I see Dress for Success Rochester as a major organization here that people can look to when they want to know about women's issues in employment, when they want to hire. So being a resource for businesses, knowing that a person who comes through Dress for Success is going to be ready, they're going to be able to be an asset to their company, that's key. And then I also want to have a mobile unit that will be able to reach the rural areas that can't come into the city.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Elisa, for your service and what you're doing here. Again, to learn more about Dress for Success Rochester, you can visit rochester.dressforsuccess.org. You can also call 678-1041.